is Fox 26 News 6 a.m.
Boaters must obey new laws on the waterways this Memorial Day. We'll tell you what they are.
And when will the haze end? Not soon. The state extends a health alert on haze once again.
Matthew Broderick has a monster hit, and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Plus, from Dawson's Creek, Michelle Williams on Live.
Today at 8 on Fox 26.
From the pages of the Marvel comic sensation comes an action spectacular. And a hero with a whole lot of attitude.
I will see you in hell for this.
We'll do that.
David Hasselhoff and Melrose Place's Lisa Rinna star. Nick Fury, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
The day I turned 40, I found out my best friend's husband had prostate cancer. I thought I was too young to have friends with cancer. Luckily, they did some research and found proton therapy could treat his cancer with no serious side effects. They left for a second honeymoon after his most recent treatment. You know, the whole experience got me thinking. So then I sent my husband in to get screened. The doctor told us that the earlier you detect prostate cancer, the easier it is to treat, and the more choices you have. He also said Michael doesn't have cancer.
Men should get screened for prostate cancer as early as age 40, according to the American Cancer Society. For more information on prostate cancer treatment options, call this number.
Undercover police work has a new name.
Silky smooth. Henry Livingston.
Kojak.
Damon. Ben. Things are heating up.
Whoa.
The way I figure it, after the sex, we never have to see each other again.
Get the score on Getting Personal. And ever wonder what a woman really thinks?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Stay anyway.
You want me to leave?
No. Yes.
Ally McBeal. It all starts tonight at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
It's a home improvement family reunion with sisters loving sisters, brothers loving brothers, and one monkey's uncle on Home Improvement.
I don't see any family resemblance, do you?
And coming up at 6:30.
On the next Home Improvement, the kids are fighting and Tim is down for the count.
You fit right in on Mars where there's no sign of intelligent life.
Home Improvement.
They've never confirmed that.
Today, 5:30 and 6:30 on Fox 26.
Allie is used as bait to persuade a potential client to sign with her firm on Ally McBeal tonight at 8 on Fox 26.
This is Fox 26 News 6 a.m.
Boaters must obey new laws on the waterways this Memorial Day. We'll tell you what they are.
And when will the haze end? Not soon. The state extends a health alert on haze once again.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fox News 6 a.m. I'm Darian Ward, and for Jose Grignon, we'll have those stories coming up.
Also, we'll take you to a wedding where the best man stands on all fours.
But first, here's meteorologist Matt Levine with a local forecast. And when will we have rain? Read my lips, Matt.
I'm not very good at reading lips, but you know, about this haze, there is some good news to report about it, and that is I could wax my car in broad daylight because it was so hazy that didn't really affect my car waxing ability.
Oh, wow, and we're so happy to hear that.
I was out there for hours on end waxing the car. Enough about that. Let's move on, shall we? Yes, I think we shall. Let's look at the satellite. There you go. Well, we are seeing some more clouds across the state this morning, but no rainfall. Now, if you want the rain, that's to the north around parts of the plains and not around the Midwest, but we are dry here in Houston, kind of cloudy, overcast, hazy, smoky, you know the drill. 76 at Bush, Hobby 79, Galveston 77, humidity high, winds are south at 5, the pressure 29.89. I am so sick of this forecast. Haze and smoke, a high of 92, south winds at 10 to 15. We'll probably see this forecast for the next several days. The health alert is extended through Wednesday. Now with much brighter news, here's our very own Perky Aaron Anthony in the Fox Newsroom.
Good morning. I don't do Perky. Well, if you're heading out on the roadway this morning, you're probably heading to that 24-hour grocer for some more barbecue sauce. There are some problems out there. Let's tell you about some road work that's going to be set up for you today. It's going to be over on I-10, the Katy Freeway. You'll find it eastbound between Taylor and I-45. 2 middle lanes will be blocked there, and some ongoing road work as you travel northbound. It's on I-45. You'll find it northbound on the ramp to the Katy Freeway. Got a right lane block there. A live shot of Galveston, the island down there. It's probably where I'll find a nice little picnic place or sunbathing. No sun out there today, so I'll just hang out there today. That's your first look at traffic. Now back to the studio.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Our top story this morning, Memorial Day is upon us, and for many, this holiday weekend kicks off the summer boating season.
Well, with hundreds of people on the water this holiday, it's important to know the new boating laws. With more, we join Fox 26's Yvette Alvarez in the Satellite Center. Yvette?
Well, that's right, Darian and Andrea. If you don't know the new rules of the water, you could find yourself in some hot water. Those most affected by the new Texas boating laws are boaters ages 13 to 15 years old. They must complete an approved boater education course now to legally operate boats and jet skis with 10 horsepower or more by themselves. You jet ski lovers don't ride too close to anyone on the water. The law states you must remain at least 50 feet from any object unless you're idling. And anyone under 13 must wear a life jacket and be accompanied by someone 18 or older. These laws aren't being taken lightly here in the Houston area. Already this weekend, officers patrolling area lakes enforcing the new rules, which went into effect last September, in hopes of saving some lives in the process.
Weekend we've been fortunate. We've had enough patrols out, and I hope to believe that our presence has made a difference. But in the past couple of months, we've had a couple of real serious jet ski accidents and a couple of motorboat accidents that have sent people to hospitals.
Now, the nation's largest organization of recreational boaters released some sobering statistics this week. They estimate at least 50 people could lose their lives this weekend due to boating accidents. Now, there are a few safety rules you can follow which could save your life. Don't overload your boat with people or equipment. Make sure you have all Coast Guard required gear on board. Look out for other boats and people on the water, and always wear a life jacket. In the Fox 26 Satellite Center, I'm Yvette Alvarez.
Well, a man is in serious condition after he is injured while boating on Lake Houston. Police said the boat hit a stump. The motor and propeller apparently came loose from the back of the boat and hit the man. He was taken to Herman Hospital with severe cuts.
The Memorial Day weekend death toll in Texas reaches 11. 3 of those fatalities were right here in the Houston area. One man was killed when he crashed into a freeway overpass support on I-45 on Saturday. DPS estimates that 40 people will die on Texas roads during the 3-day weekend. And here's a reminder about some Memorial Day closings around the city. All government buildings are closed today. Garbage pickup will be picked up Tuesday night for people in Houston city limits. Also, remember, there will be no mail today. While most kids get the day off, classes will be held at public schools in LaPorte and Humble. And finally, Metro buses will run a Sunday schedule.
Bentop Hospital stays busy over the holiday weekend. The hospital has been forced to send some patients needing surgery to nearby Herman Hospital. Officials with Bentop say beginning last Thursday they had more patients than bed space in their surgical unit. Bentop may remain on surgical drive-by status through Memorial Day. Funeral services will be held tomorrow for an off-duty officer who was shot to death Friday night while authorities still hunt for the killer. Investigators say Sergeant Kent Kincaid and his wife were driving near their home when someone from another vehicle threw something at their car. Kincaid approached the vehicle apparently unarmed and said he was a police officer. A suspect in that car fired a shot. Sergeant Kincaid was rushed to Herman Hospital where he died a few hours later. Flowers have been placed just a few yards away from where the incident took place. Those who live in the area say they feel bad for Kincaid's family and that no one is immune from violence because it is everywhere.
You really can't get away from it, but it's sad that it happens, and I hope they catch the kids who did it.
Police have released this composite of the suspect. Anyone with information is urged to call police or Crime Stoppers at 222-TIPS.
The haze problem shows no signs of going away, so officials have again extended the health alert. The state health department says the alert will now run through Wednesday. Older people and those with respiratory problems are encouraged to stay indoors. Well, the Houston Haze comes to us courtesy of the wildfires in Mexico and Central America. At least 30 people have died, thousands of acres of rainforest destroyed as a result. Firefighters are having a tough time getting to the flames because of the dense smoke in that area. The good news is, if there's any, a large tropical storm is dumping heavy rains in Honduras, Nicaragua, and Guatemala. The rains may eventually help put out those fires.
Well, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. That's the adopted motto of a 69-year-old college graduate. Retired New York City cop Walter Milet, who moved here to Houston, is turning over a new leaf, and you'll never guess what he's up to.
Maybe the air gave me the drive. I'm on a glow and alive.
That's an understatement for Walter Milet. At the age of 69, he's in the prime of his life. At the University of St. Thomas, Milet is now Mr. Music. Milet spent 22 years as a New York cop. About 6 of those years in the dive unit which he ran. He recovered bodies with thoroughness and compassion.
And I don't think too many people know what the motto of the New York City Police Department is, but it is at your service. And that's the way I conducted myself throughout my whole time in the job. I love the job.
What Milet loves now is learning.
Oh, Walter's been a pleasure to have around. Always did what you asked him to do, and usually more than you asked, and he's been a great influence on our younger kids.
Milet graduates with a degree in music and believes young people should be educated and physically fit, so...
And when they reach maturity, they should continue to take good care of their bodies, because when they reach my age, then that is the time to graze in the pastures of philosophy. I love that. I love that.
And there may be another career in this tenor's future, but only after he finishes law school at Texas Southern University.
It's almost like being in love.
Good job. Good
Thank
job.
you. Thank you. That's 2 in a row.
Boy, isn't he great. Walter Milet is a father of 7 and moved to Houston after visiting his grandchildren here.
He sounds great.
He's a wonderful guy. Yeah. He plays the trumpet as well.
Wow, a lot of talent there. It's 8 minutes after 6. Traffic and weather still ahead on Fox News 6 a.m. Also, low gas prices expected to make this a huge summer driving season.
And you may be unwittingly helping thieves tap into your company's long-distance phone system. That's coming up on City Under Siege Investigations.
This news segment brought to you by Finger Furniture. It's all at your fingers.
It's the biggest event ever to hit Houston.
Finger's lowest prices of the year are here, plus free financing for 1 full year. It's the biggest deal I've ever offered. Now during Finger's Memorial Sale Days, get Finger's guaranteed lowest prices of the year in writing. And you pay nothing for 1 full year. No payments, no interest, no nothing. Houston, it doesn't get any bigger than this. Memorial Sale Days are at your fingers.
It's rough out here on the road, and it gets pretty lonely. Seems like this old rig's the only friend I got. But I know I gotta get this stuff to the Best Buy Memorial Day sale.
10-4, hitting a pit stop for one last fill.
Trucker folk ain't always cordial. But when I show them the load I'm hauling, they know I'm in business.
Best Buy's Memorial Day sale starts Thursday, ends Monday.
Breaker 19 hammering down the home 20 with a wagon full of markdowns.
What would you like to save most on? Here's what you told us this week.
Picnic and cookout favorites, like savory USDA choice grain-fed whole boneless beef brisket, 69 cents per pound. Fresh Country Pride boneless fryer breast, only $1.99 per pound. Refreshing Coke Classic or Diet Coke, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $1.99. And Miller Genuine Draft or Miller Light Beer, 24-pack, 12-ounce cans, $9.99.
And there'll be more of your favorites next week.
Time is a container, and every day it gets filled. Does it hold everything you want it to? It's your time, your container. Would you rather fill it yourself or have others fill it for you? At Wells Fargo, we think being fast isn't just a matter of speed. It's a matter of respect.
A dog is more than man's best friend. He was the best man at a wedding in New York City. The founder of the Canine Patrol and his bride invited some 50 dogs to their ceremony.
Groom Anthony Jerome says dogs saved his life when he was a canine specialist in Vietnam.
Cute little costumes.
Wow. Well, time now is 6:10, 6:11.
That's right. If you want to talk about lucky dogs, that's Lanny Griffith. He's off today. Aaron Anthony is nicely filling in for him and doing a great job of it for us at our
thank you very
newsroom.
much.
Thanks, Aaron.
Your check is in the mail. Good morning. Good morning again, everyone. A check on the roadways this morning. Probably just a little slight traffic out there heading toward the grocery store, but you will find some road work up. Let's take a look at the map. And first thing I'll tell you about is the Lynchburg Ferry. They've only got one boat in operation, so expect some slight delays. So a lot of tourists down there today. And the other place is going to be ongoing road work, I-45, I-146, that's Highway 146 north and southbound. It's closed between Barbaro's Cut and Spencer. Traffic is being diverted off onto the feeder. And a live shot of 59, that's the Southwest Freeway, as you round the West Park curb heading toward the Galleria. Everything looking good so far this morning. That's your look at traffic. Now, Sky Fox is down for the morning, and they'll be back on tomorrow. Now, look at today's weather with Matt.
So close, yet so far. Yeah, had a chance for rain this weekend, a slight chance at best. Didn't get any here, but boy, they sure got their prayers answered across the southwestern part of the state, and big storms overnight in the Panhandle around Dallas-Fort Worth as well. But look toward Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. That's where the big stuff is this morning. We are dry here in Houston once again, warm here in Houston once again, 76 degrees. Here, 74 in Austin, 76 for Midland, cooler, 58 for Amarillo. Down south in Brownsville, 79, El Paso, 75. Our high, you ask, it'll be 92 once again with some haze and smoke, a south wind at 10 to 15. Tonight going down to 72, mostly cloudy. South winds at 5 to 10. Tomorrow, not much change in the forecast. High is still 91, a south wind at 10 to 15. Smoky, hazy, mostly cloudy. Sunrise at 6:24, sunset at 12 past 8. In the Fox 26 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Levine.
At least 5 people have died in a helicopter crash overnight. The chopper slammed onto US 74 near Charlotte, North Carolina. Officials believe those on board were coming from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, about 30 miles away. The race ended 2 hours before the crash happened. Investigators who are still at the scene are trying to find out what went wrong. They believe it was a civilian helicopter.
Pakistan Army commandos end a plane hijack in Karachi. They overpowered 3 men who held more than a dozen hostages for 8 hours. No one on board was hurt. 8 hostages were released before the standoff ended. The hijackers were protesting nuclear testing and were demanding to go to India.
Pope John Paul II spends an emotional day in Turin, Italy, as he visits the Holy Shroud. Many Christians believe the garment was used to wrap the body of Jesus Christ after crucifixion. Scientists question the authenticity of the shroud. Pope John Paul says it should still be a source of inspiration.
This face we contemplate in the shroud speaks in silence and peace. It should become for everyone a source of serenity and hope.
3 million people are expected to visit the shroud during the 2 months it's on display in the Turin Cathedral. Sunday was also an important day for the pontiff as he became the longest-serving pope this century. His 19 years, 7 months, and 8 days surpasses Pope Pius XII.
Funeral services will be held today for one of the students killed on Friday's deadly shooting in Oregon.
Meanwhile, the 15-year-old suspect believed responsible for the killings remains under a suicide watch. For more, we join Fox 26's Rebecca Gomez live in Springfield. Rebecca, how is the community doing?
Well, it will definitely be an emotional, tough day for some here in Springfield. As you mentioned, a funeral for one of the victims of the school shooting will be held today, as well as a wake for the other student who was killed. From a park to churches, Springfield says goodbye to the victims of Thursday's school shooting. 16-year-old Ben Walker and 17-year-old Michael Nicholson.
Through your healing presence of your touch, may their lives be made whole once more with the hope and strength and peace to fill their lives once again.
Kip Kinkle, merely a freshman at Thurston High, is charged with the murders of his 2 fellow students and his own parents at their home. Fox News has learned his 21-year-old sister has not seen Kip yet, but does plan to at some point. A family friend says Kristen Kinkle loves her brother very much. We've also learned of a school surveillance tape, but authorities say they won't release it and won't say what's on it. The school cafeteria where suspect Kip Kinkle allegedly opened fire on fellow students has been repainted, the holes in the walls repaired. It will continue to be used as a cafeteria when school resumes tomorrow. And Tuesday night, the media will be allowed on the now infamous Thurston High cafeteria. Reporting live from Springfield, Oregon, Rebecca Gomez, Fox News.
Rebecca, I understand that parents and students may be coming by the school today, a day early actually, to see what they've done with the cafeteria.
That's absolutely right. They are allowing parents and students to walk through the school, which is right behind me, and get a feel for being back on campus after this tragedy and before classes resume tomorrow. But the school officials say in no way will tomorrow be a normal school day with homework and such. They will have counselors here for both students and teachers.
I'm sure it'll be difficult. All right, Rebecca Gomez, thanks very much.
Thank you.
In this morning's Fox Business Report now, most Americans have already filed their taxes for last year.
But if you're one of the 20% who are filing late, John DeFries has more advice.
April 15th has come and gone, but millions of Americans have failed to do anything about their 1997 return.
For most people, I think either they don't have the money, that's why they don't file on time. If that's the case, then you can file a request for an installment plan to pay off your taxes. IRS does this a lot.
More than 2.5 million taxpayers used installment payments in 1996. Those who owe taxes should act soon. The penalties add up quickly. They include late filing, 5% a month to a maximum of 25% of the tax you owe. Late payment, 0.5% per month of the tax you owe. And interest, currently compounded daily at an annual rate of 8%. The 15th of each month is the deadline to avoid an additional month's late penalty. Just 1 day late, and you incur another 5% late penalty.
If you wait too long, 2 years after the April 15th that it was due, you may lose the refund completely. And if you've got a group of returns that you're filing, some with balances due and some with refunds, you may find that you can't offset them.
Those with extensions have until August 17th to file, unless they ask for another extension. But they will still pay interest. John DeFries, New York.
Well, low gas prices are expected to contribute to a record summer driving season. Lots of people hit the road this weekend, Memorial Day typically kicking off the summer vacation season. High demand for gasoline has driven up gas prices some, and cost per gallon may go up a bit more even. But analysts say it is still going to be a huge summer on the roads.
Oh, I bet. Time now is 6:18. Coming up in City and Receipt investigations, companies are losing thousands of dollars to telephone fraud. We'll tell you how con artists are doing it in a First on Fox exclusive.
And it's a working holiday for the Houston Astros. Details on last night's game against the Padres in sports.
He'll hold a to a single.
Tonight, things are heating up.
Whoa.
The way I figure it, after the sex, we never have to see each other again.
What? Get the score on Getting Personal. Then, ever wonder what a woman really thinks?
I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Stay anyway.
You want me to leave?
No. Yes.
Ally McBeal. It all starts tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Fox.
The Magic Hour is coming to late night.
The Magic Hour premieres Monday, June 8th at 10:30 p.m. on Fox 26.
Okay, I admit it. I called 730 Gold because I heard Auto Gold could save me money on my car insurance. But I got more. I got Progressive Insurance. They're the ones with immediate response claim service, which means if I ever have an accident, they come to me, and in most cases settle the claim right on the spot. Oh, and with the money I saved by calling 730 Gold, I got this.
A titanium driver.
Auto Gold. What will you do with the money you save?
It's in my hands, and I still can't believe it. Just announced from Chevrolet, 1.9% APR on our full-size pickup. Hi, folks. Al Simon here for Davis Chevrolet. We're one of the best new truck values in America. Just got better. And that's not all. Right now, during the Spring Sales Showdown, you can get $750 cash back or 1.9 on Lumens. and $1,000 or 1.9 on Blazers. So hurry to Davis Chevrolet. And remember, don't bring much money.
Memorial Day is the last day of Coupon Mania at every Cons. Look for your Cons circular to find super sale prices on the best selection. Hurry in to get a 56-inch Zenith stereo big screen TV with 2-tuner picture-in-picture for only $14.99. Save on an RCA VCR for a door-busting low $119. Take 12 months to pay with no interest on selected appliances and big screens. This Memorial Day from 9 till 7, celebrate Coupon Mania and Memorial Day savings at every Cons.
For 30 years, the Money Store has been helping people like you manage their money wisely. Whether it's refinancing home mortgages, getting rid of high-rate bills, or meeting almost any financial need, the Money Store can help. In fact, this past year, they've made loans in excess of $7 billion. And no other lender makes as many home equity loans directly to homeowners. So if you own a home and you need some financial help, call the Money Store anytime at 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Matthew Broderick has a monster hit, and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Plus, from Dawson's Creek, Michelle Williams on Live.
Today at 8 on Fox 26.
Now, Fox Sports.
Welcome back, everyone. 6:21 in Fox Sports. The Astros rack up their 4th win in 5 games.
They beat San Diego 5-2 at home yesterday. Bill Spears came up with a big 2-run triple. Houston has a 3-game lead over Chicago in the National League Central. Now the Dodgers come to town for a 3:05 game today at the Dome.
The Utah Jazz sweep the LA Lakers ahead to the NBA Finals for a 2nd straight year. Karl Malone had 32 points and 14 rebounds for a 96-92 win. They now await the winner of the Chicago-Indiana series. And as the NBA season heads for its big finish, a Houston team is looking forward to the start of another basketball season. The Houston Comets start to defend their WNBA championship on June 13th against the New York Liberty. Well, Comets head coach Van Chancellor spoke with our Keith Calkins last night on Fox Sports Extra. Chancellor says that Cheryl Swoops is looking very much forward to her first season at full strength after having a baby last year.
She didn't go to the World Games. She came to Comets training camp to prove to everybody that she wanted to play, wanted us to win.
Of course, league MVP Cynthia Cooper will also be back for the Comets.
There's a new Indy 500 champ. Eddie Cheevers narrowly avoided a first-lap accident and overcame a pit mistake at mid-race before winning the Indy. This was Cheevers' first victory as an owner and driver. His main sponsor was a small potato chip company that signed on just 2 weeks ago.
Cars are breaking apart like potato chips out there.
Gave him good luck.
That's right.
Well, hot and muggy. And perfect weather to be on the beach. How about it, Matt?
I have a question for you, too, Matt. Were you being a hot rod or watching the hot rods yesterday?
Oh, I was watching them and loving it. That was a great, exciting race. Lots of neat stuff happened. Like one of the drivers left the pit stop with the fuel line still plugged into the car. That was kind of exciting. Oops. No, he was okay, though. We are looking at some exciting weather down in the tropics. Hurricane season just around the corner here, but right now we are seeing a tropical system, and that is moving toward the east around Central America, putting out some of those fires. Here at home, well, gee, we're looking at heavy showers and storms across parts of the Central Plains, back through Missouri and Arkansas, and parts of the Midwest. A cold front triggering those showers and storms. This front, wish it would make it here and bring us some of that rain, but that will not be the case. Very dry once again today. Hazy and smoky through tomorrow. Highs staying in the lower 90s, lows staying in the lower 70s, and more of the same for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hopefully, maybe a smidgen of rain somewhere in there, but not too likely. It's now time for traffic with Aaron in the Fox Newsroom.
And good morning again, Matt. Well, there is one problem out on the roadway you might want to avoid if you're heading out this morning. Let's take a look at the map, and I'll tell you where it is. It's an accident. It's been reported over on Belford. You'll find it near Broadway. A check on the east side of town. Lynchburg Ferry is reporting in with a one-boat wait. There's only one boat in operation. And some ongoing road work for you on the Katy Freeway. You'll find it eastbound between Taylor and I-45. 2 middle lanes are blocked, and traffic there will slightly slow in the area. That's your look at traffic. Now back to the studio with Andrea and Darian.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
In this morning's City Under Siege investigations, a first on Fox exclusive. Thieves could be hacking into your company's long-distance phone system.
The bad news is you might be helping them out. Our Carolyn Canville tells us how it works.
Would you let someone in to steal thousands of dollars from your company?
Believe it or not, you may be doing that without even knowing it.
Good afternoon.
Fox News.
It's another kind of telephone fraud that's affecting people across the country.
The crooks aren't cracking your company's safe. They're tapping into your long-distance lines to get a free ride on your boss's budget.
These people can rack up long-distance bills that go to a company and they don't know how to identify them.
This may look like a bunch of colored spaghetti. It's actually the heart of the Fox 26 phone system. Businesses keep this stuff locked up to keep intruders locked out. But somehow, they're getting in.
It happens in large companies and government offices that are equipped with multi-line PBX phone systems. Sometimes the thief will call the company's switchboard operator or another employee and ask to be transferred to an extension that doesn't exist.
And this happens in big companies where you wouldn't necessarily know everyone's name, everyone's extension.
Without knowing it, you wind up transferring the crook to an outside line where he calls a long-distance operator and proceeds to make his calls. You've just given him access to free, unlimited, long-distance dialing.
And they're charged to your bill. They're still electronically on your account. You have given them access by hitting those certain keys.
Sometimes the criminal will trick the switchboard operator or another employee into thinking he works for the phone company. He tells them he's testing the line.
They say they're representing Southwestern Bell or another telecommunications company. Ask the person to hit a series of numbers.
And once again, those numbers let him into your long-distance lines. And no one knows till the bill arrives. It's not a new scam, but officials say it appears to be growing. And it may be connected to this story we brought you 2 years ago about a mystery at Houston's Wortham Center. Thousands of dollars in collect calls winding up on the Wortham's phone bills. Calls placed from extensions that don't exist. The perpetrators were never caught. Was this a similar scam at work?
It could be. It's really hard to say.
There are ways to help prevent these kinds of rip-off artists from dialing for dollars on your company's dime. First,
watch out for any claim that someone's trying to run a test on equipment.
That no one from a telecommunications company is going to call and ask to check the line.
Beware of who you're transferring and where.
Be real careful about ever transferring someone to an extension you're not familiar with.
Or transferring them to an outside line.
Fox News. It's very important to make sure that if you're transferring an outside line, it's an employee that you're familiar with that actually works at that company.
And if you think someone is trying to trick you, turn the tables on him.
To get their name, a callback number, and then also a supervisor's number. Often what happens is that kind of scares the person into hanging up.
For City Under Siege Investigations, I'm Carolyn Canville.
If you have a tip or a matter that you'd like investigated, call City Under Siege. Our hotline number for tips is call CUS or 713-225-5287. And we won't transfer you to whatever extension you want to go to. How's that?
Learn something new every day.
That's
How
right.
about that? Still to come in the second half hour of Fox News 6 a.m. Do you sit for hours at the computer chatting online with folks you've never met? If so, you may have internet addiction. That story at 6:43.
And a Dallas man makes a career for himself with an old child's toy. We'll introduce you to the Picasso of Etch-a-Sketch art in Fox Entertainment.
And time now is 6:29. That wraps up the first half hour of Fox News 6 a.m.
We'll, of course, have the very latest news, weather, and traffic coming up, so don't go away.
The Memorial Day sale at Lewis Shanks. Store-wide savings in all departments. Bedroom furniture, home office, entertainment centers, upholstery, leather, recliners, bedding, carpet and rugs. This Memorial Day weekend, Lewis Shanks has everything you need to furnish your home. Lewis Shanks, Texas' best, serving the Southwest.
It's the movie of the decade, and it stars Jim Carrey. You'll never look at him the same way again. The most original American movie in years. One of the all-time great films. An incredible movie. Jim Carrey is a revelation. And Newsweek says it's the #1 film of the summer. The Truman Show, rated PG. June 5th, everywhere.
Memorial Day weekend sale at Palais Royal. And it's going on now. Get set for summer with big summer savings throughout the store. The latest summer looks for the whole family. It's an early summer sale. 25, 30, as much as 50% off. But it's Memorial Day weekend only. Better hurry.
Palais Royal, we're all about you.
25, 30, as much as 50% off. What a great way to kick off summer.
What would you like to save most on? Here's what you told us this week.
Picnic and cookout favorites, like savory USDA choice grain-fed whole boneless beef brisket, 69 cents per pound. Fresh Country Pride boneless fryer breast, only $1.99 per pound. Refreshing Coke Classic or Diet Coke, 12-pack 12-ounce cans, $1.99. And Miller Genuine Draft or Miller Light Beer, 24-pack 12-ounce cans, $9.99.
And there'll be more of your favorites next week.
If you can't enjoy regular milk because it does the number on your stomach the way it does to millions of other people, try Lactaid milk. Lactaid is real milk, farm fresh and delicious, specially made so you can digest it easily and naturally. So go on, enjoy real milk again and all those other things you've been missing with Lactaid milk.
This is Fox 26 News 6 a.m.
If you plan on voting this Memorial Day, there are some new laws you need to know.
And a Houston couple travels to Russia to give an orphan a new life.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It's 6:32 now. We'll have all the latest news in a moment.
But first, let's check in with meteorologist Matt Levine for our local forecast. I know Galveston is going to be packed today.
You're sure of that?
I know it.
I'm sure of it. We've been
What would the
looking at
exact number be? That's
camera
what I
shot
wonder.
of Galveston all morning.
Yes, we do. I need to cut down, by the way. I'm doing 2 packs now. I need to cut down to 1 pack a
2
day.
packs of what?
Well, it's like cigarettes in that, you know, this haze, this smoke, they're saying it's like...
All right, we got it, man.
All right. Had us worried.
But I digress. I don't smoke. But it's like smoking, you see. Okay. Galveston, looking at it this morning, it's kind of smoky, hazy, cloudy, but you know what? Darian's right. It'll be packed by later on today, this Memorial Day. Rainfall will not be a problem if you hit the beach. All that rainfall on the radar is way to the north of us around Dallas-Fort Worth, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. Nothing happening here, just mostly cloudy in the 70s, humidity high, winds are south, pressure low. Our forecast calls for haze and smoke, a high of 92, south winds of 10 to 15. I bet if you go there early enough, Erin Anthony will be in the beach. She'll say hi. She's now in the newsroom with traffic. Take it away, Erin.
I surely will, and even share some food with you. Good morning again. A check on the roadways as we go to the map. I'll tell you where there's some ongoing road work. You'll find at I-45. That's the North Freeway. It's going to be northbound. It's on the ramp to the Katy Freeway. Westbound, it'll have 1 right lane blocked. And a check on Run Wreck. At least 2 people are up this morning. You'll find it over on Belford near Broadway. That's your latest look at traffic. Now back to the studio.
Well, our top story this morning, boating is big business here in the Lone Star State.
And as many boaters hit the water this Memorial Day, there are some new rules that everybody needs to know about. With more on what they are, we join Fox 26's Yvette Alvarez in the Satellite Center. Yvette, good morning.
Well, Andrea and Darian, the Memorial Day holiday for some kicks off the boating season. And amongst all the boaters and jet skiers on the water today, there will be a presence of law officers which water lovers won't be able to avoid. That's because officers are enforcing new boating laws which affect just about everyone on the water. But the new laws are mostly aimed at teenagers between the ages of 13 and 15. Yesterday on Lake Houston, jet skiers were warned not to get closer than 50 feet from any object unless they're idling. That's another one of the new laws. And young boaters were checked for their boater education cards, which are now required by Texas law.
I encourage every boat user to take a boater education course, whether they think they know it all or not. They're going to learn something in that class that they didn't know. I teach it. I'm an instructor, and every time I teach it, I learn something different. You can't know too much.
And Sergeant Jones stresses you can't be too careful when it comes to boat safety. One other tip, always wear a life jacket. 9 out of 10 people who drown in boating accidents aren't wearing a life jacket. And remember, more than 50% of fatal boating accidents involve alcohol, which is another violation officers on the water will be looking for. In the Fox 26 Satellite Center, I'm Yvette Alvarez.
Authorities are on the lookout for several robbers who held up a Memorial area convenience store overnight. Police say one of the men who held up the stop and go on Memorial was wearing an HPD cap. No one was hurt in that robbery. It's unknown, though, if they got away with any cash. Flags at the Houston Police West Side Command Station are flying at half-staff this morning after one of their officers was killed over the weekend. Funeral services are planned tomorrow for 40-year-old Sergeant Kent Kincaid. Sergeant Kincaid was off duty when he was shot to death Friday night. He was confronting people in a vehicle who had thrown something at his car windshield. Yesterday, officials released a sketch of one of the suspects. It's believed there were as many as 3 others with him. No arrests have been made in that case.
Here's a look at some of the items in today's Fox Future File. This is the 6th annual National Missing Children's Day. It marks the anniversary of when a 6-year-old New York City boy disappeared on his way to school in 1979. A national moment of remembrance is scheduled in honor of Memorial Day. Participants are asked to pause at 2 p.m. Houston time so taps can be played and candles lit. Shopping malls, airports, and baseball stadiums are among those taking part. And President Clinton visits Arlington National Cemetery to lay a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns. It's his 6th Memorial Day vigil at the ceremony. Those are the items in Fox Future File for Monday, May 25th, 1998.
Ceremonies are also held in Washington yesterday in honor of missing servicemen. Nearly 250,000 motorcycles rolled through the streets of the nation's capital yesterday. The annual Rolling Thunder campaign is an effort to get Washington to do more to account for MIAs who have been listed as missing in action since Vietnam. While Americans pause to remember those who served their country, some veterans are concerned that there will be no room for them at the national cemeteries. More than half of the 115 sites run by the Department of Veterans Affairs are closed to new interments. The VA is trying to address the problem by building new cemeteries, expanding existing ones, and providing grants to help states build new ones.
Servicemen and women are remembered during the 9th annual Memorial Day concert in the nation's capital. The crowd heard the National Symphony Orchestra and singers Jack Jones and Pam Tillis. This year's concert was dedicated to American men and women who risked their death or lost their lives during wars in the 20th century. A Houston couple heads to Russia to meet their adopted daughter. Harris County Sheriff's Deputy Don Chevel and his wife Lois left for St. Petersburg yesterday. They're adopting an 11-year-old girl named Yelena.
Our pastor's mother went to Russia on a speaking engagement, and when she came home, she told us about this wonderful little girl that needed a mom and a dad. And someone had overheard her praying that, God, you can do anything, so just please just do me this one favor and send me a mom and a dad.
Yelena's mother died when she was 4 and her father passed away last year. The Savelles have some friends who are fluent in Russian and who help Yelena prepare for school here in the U.S.
Alligators at the Houston Zoo enjoy their first big meal of the year. This past weekend, zookeepers served the gators a feast of whole chickens and rats. So plenty of folks are on hand to watch the annual feeding. The animals don't eat during the winter months because they aren't able to digest food when it's cold. Rats?
Okay.
Yuck. Time now is 6:38. The latest weather and traffic ahead on Fox News 6 a.m. Plus, federal agents search for the cause of a church explosion in Illinois.
Millions enjoy the internet, but when does it cross the line into addiction? The answer coming up.
This news segment is brought to you by Gallery Furniture.
Yes, Gallery Furniture is open this Monday, Memorial Day, with our biggest red, white, and blue sale ever on beautiful furniture made right here in America. Come to Gallery Furniture this Monday during our 12-hour Memorial Day sale. You're going to find giant selection, giant savings, and best of all, immediate financing and immediate delivery on the furniture or big screen TV you've always wanted. Special Memorial Day Monday super sale hours will open until 10 o'clock tonight. This Monday, Memorial Day sale at Gallery Furniture, the biggest sale in their history. Best special purchase merchandise ever for you. This Monday, Gallery saves you money.
Hey, pancakes from Eggo. Now there's a big idea.
I guess I've been driving Fords for...
For a long time.
That's because our Texas Ford dealer, well, he's always been there for us.
You know, they really listen and understand what it takes to get us into the Ford we want.
New or used, car or truck, they help out with everything, including servicing the vehicle after the sale.
You know, people forget how important that is.
Actually, buying a Ford is kind of fun.
Only the best will do. Texas Ford and you. Live, baby, yeah. On all that's coming and going.
Rides, water parks, Shamu, and more.
I got a new sensation. Perfect moments. But it's impossible to refuse. Hey!
You gotta see it all to believe it.
This is SeaWorld?
New sensation, new sensation.
And welcome back, everyone. Time now is 6:41.
Time to check on our traffic, and I'm hoping that there's not a lot of traffic out there to talk about. Aaron Anthony's got the details on it, though, from the newsroom. Aaron?
Actually, very little. Now, even one of the Lynchburg ferries is taking the day off. There's only one boat in operation. Let's take a look at the map, and I'll tell you where it is. On the city's southeast side of town, you'll find only one boat in operation. Right now, there is no wait. I'll check on some ongoing road work on the Katy Freeway. Eastbound is going to be between Taylor and I-10. Westbound, one right lane is going to be blocked for you westbound. And a check on the wreck, still Belfort near Broadway. They're just exchanging some insurance information, and they'll be out of there pretty soon. That's your look at traffic. Now let's check in again with Matt.
You know, traffic is so late, we should just give Aaron the day off. Let her go to the beach early. What do you say?
There you go. All right. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, like that's going to happen. We are looking at some showers this morning across parts of the Midwest. Big storms there. This will continue throughout the day. Back here in Texas, the front will not make it through here. Just very steamy and dry through tomorrow, and even drier yet and warmer by Wednesday. So more sunny, hazy, smoky weather through midweek. Also a health alert with that smoke from Mexico. Our forecast calls for smoke and haze today, 92. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 72. Tomorrow, more of the same, a high of 91. South winds at 10 to 15. Well, hundreds of residents in North Carolina will spend their Memorial Day cleaning up what Mother Nature left behind. At least 5 people were injured when a tornado touched down near Wilmington the weekend. About 50,000 people lost electricity when the storm hit. One man was struck by lightning in these powerful showers and storms. In the Fox 26 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Levine.
Motorists driving through Pennsylvania on Interstate 95 can expect delays today. A weekend truck fire that killed 2 people created so much heat it buckled the bridge girders. It happened on the southbound side, about 2 miles north of the Delaware state line. The road was partially reopened with narrowed lanes and reduced speeds, but the repairs could take until July 4th.
An explosion rips through an Illinois church packed with Sunday worshipers. The blast tore a hole in the side of the First Assembly of God, injuring 33 members. Several were seriously injured. Agents from the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms were called in. They haven't determined a cause of that explosion yet. A different kind of explosion sends 7 people to the hospital in Pennsylvania. The group was about to take a trip on a hot air balloon when the balloon's fuel system exploded during takeoff. 5 victims were treated and released. The other 2 are in the hospital but are said to be doing much better. So how many hours do you spend chatting on the internet?
Psychologists at the University of Cincinnati are studying internet disorders, and as Ron Zwerin reports, they are finding out that more and more Americans are surfing an internet tidal wave.
Find the fastest systems and get one.
47-year-old Alan Frazier has a hard time pulling himself away from his computer. The once avid musician now lets his guitar gather dust as he hacks his way into cyberspace.
I spent an enormous number of hours playing around out there, and some of it's been beneficial, but a lot of it's a complete waste of time, too. So.
But Fraser isn't alone. In fact, internet addiction is becoming a top issue among psychologists nationwide.
It's a level of distress would be how I would characterize too much. Distress both amongst yourself and distress with your friends and family.
Dr. Nathan Andrew Shapira is conducting a study on internet addiction. He says because this is a relatively new disorder, there are no surefire cures.
We are finding a lot of mood symptoms associated with people's internet use.
But there are ways to treat mood disorders. Doctors say a combination of therapy and possibly medication can help. But doctors say ultimately what they want to do is have their patients control their time on the net rather than it controlling them.
So there's a lot of interesting people out there. And just chatting with them, it's interesting stuff going on.
Frazier says he sees no end to his net surfing, but he's trying to spend less time in his cyber world and more time in the real world. Ron Zwerin.
And now a site to help you further your internet addiction. A visit to a site that helps parents and kids learn how to eat better together, the Family Food Zone.
The site is made up of information provided by registered dietitians and health communicators. The Mom's Food Guide shows you the USDA Food Guide Pyramid, which explains the 5 basic food groups, along with the recommended daily servings. If you don't already know, the groups are grains, fruits, vegetables, milk, and meat. There's another spot on the pyramid called Other. That talks about snacks. Click on Kids Cooking. It lists recipes parents and kids can cook together. Now go inside the fridge. Click on the various items to read important health information on things like milk and grapes. The juice bottle says that giving kids more than 12 ounces of juice a day has been linked to obesity. Information is also available on cheese, spaghetti, and soda. Ask the Expert answers commonly asked questions from topics from beverages to snacking. The shopping tips section shows you how to turn grocery shopping into a learning experience for you and the kids. Yeah, I'm addicted. Go to www.familyfoodzone.com. If there's any site to be addicted to, that'd be the site. Food, my favorite 4-letter word.
Yeah, but it's all good for you. It probably is not an addictable type site.
I don't know.
The dessert site, that would be cause.
That would definitely be.
That would be cause for concern.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Well, time now is 6:47. Are you looking for a clearer complexion? The answer could be found in one of the many over-the-counter medicines, but which one? Solutions to your pimple problems coming up in the Fox Health Beat.
And no tickets matched all 6 numbers in Saturday's Lotto Texas jackpot. Those numbers were 7, 18, 23, 36, 48, and 49. That means Wednesday's jackpot is expected to be about $25 million.
Good evening, fans. Magic has arrived, and he looks ready tonight. He squeezes by the coverage. He approaches the guard, and oh, look at that pass. He's found an opening, and oh, the shot is wide. Magic recovers. It looks like he's going for 2, and it's in.
I should have dunked it.
The Magic Hour is coming to late night.
The Magic Hour premieres Monday, June 8th at 10:30 p.m. on Fox 26.
Quality like this has never been offered at a price like this. Memorial Day weekend at Star Furniture. Get a super premium Serta Perfect Sleeper for just $299 queen. That's just $299 queen at Star Furniture. Plus, sleep on it for a full year and do not pay. That's no monthly payments, no finance charges till next summer. Get store-wide savings. Serta Perfect Sleeper for just $299 queen. Now through Monday, Memorial Day weekend at Star Furniture.
Parenting is a constant learning process. What you have to do is prioritize.
Back in '88, Earl wanted to retire, spend more time with Tiger.
My dad taught me.
I met an American Express financial advisor. Dave is a personal friend of mine to this day. We trust each other because we got a track record.
It's about making smarter decisions.
We're a team, and that's when dreams can happen.
American Express Financial Advisors.
Would you like to own a new home but don't know how much to put down? How much per month? How to find the right house? Or how to buy a home with no money down? Let Michael Holligan, host of the national TV series Your New House, walk you through the answers. Your New House is putting on 2 free homebuyer seminars on Saturday, May 30th. They're at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. at the Hyatt Regency at George Bush Intercontinental Airport. These seminars are free, but due to limited seating, call 1-800-86-BUILD for reservations. Come learn how you can own your own home.
Go!
She can do everything in a show, from design, direction, casting.
She has a rare imagination.
She's always exploring. She interrupts you and says, I have an idea.
She is a passionate person. She is a passionate artist. Yes, she understands.
I've had an American Express card since I was 18. I think when you're a card member, you just look at the world differently.
David Hasselhoff and Melrose Place's Lisa Rinna star.
We'll do lunch.
Nick Fury, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back, everyone. It's 10 minutes before 7 o'clock.
And it's time now for a look at weather. I know that meat is marinating. People are getting those grills ready. Just what we need, more smoke, huh?
Yeah, that was a good guess, by the way, Darian. Time for more, let's see, it's not traffic. Weather, yes. 50-50 chance, and she got it the first time. All right. We're looking at clouds across the state and more smoke, as Darian pointed out, from Mexico. Very hazy, overcast skies here. The wet stuff, yeah, you want that. Drive north, take 45 up through Oklahoma and Kansas. That's where all the big showers and storms are this morning. These could produce severe weather later today, just like they saw in the Carolinas yesterday, so we'll keep an eye on that. No severe weather for us. Haze and smoke, a high of 92, 72 tonight, 91 tomorrow, and more the same for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's now time for traffic. 50-50 shot, and I got it. Here's Aaron in the Fox Newsroom.
There you go. In addition to the haze out there, there's also the smell of hickory in the air. A check on the roadways right now. You'll find, as we go to the map, you'll find that there is an accident. You're going to find it at Little York, just east of Barker Cypress, and a live shot of the 610-59 interchange as you travel from Meyerland through Bel Air and approach 59. The Southwest Freeway traffic there is moving without delay. That's your look at traffic. Now back to the studio with Andrea and Darian.
All right. Thanks a lot, Aaron.
Thank you. Well, in the Fox Health Beat, too much coffee can apparently raise your blood pressure. Those are the findings from a study of 19 healthy people. They were given caffeine pills, equaling the amount in 1 cup of coffee on one day. And then the next day, caffeine equivalent to 4 to 5 cups of coffee. Their blood pressure was 5 points higher on the days with more caffeine. Researchers say drinking 2 cups a day is much safer bet. In this morning's Fox Family Report, if you struggle with acne, there's good news. Pimples, zits, blackheads, they're more treatable than ever.
But with all the products available, how do you know what's best for you? Fox's Scott McGrew went in search of answers.
You've seen the shelves full of creams and lotions and potions. These days, there are even tape strips called Biore you can use in the long battle to get rid of zits.
Who wants a Biore? There's a Biore, and I've got Nature's Cure. Looks all right, all the way down at the end there.
We drafted the cheerleading squad from Judge Memorial High School to take a look at some of the new products marketed as good for whiteheads and blackheads.
If you treat the whiteheads and blackheads, it's going to prevent them from going on to be the big red, juicy pimples.
And asked dermatologist Paul Harrison what he thought of it all. Like the all-natural, all-herbal pills.
I don't see that they work very well.
We thought for sure doctors would approve of the scrubbing pads. They sell well, but we were wrong.
Most of us feel that those just aggravate the skin and aren't very effective.
And the creams? Well, okay, Dr. Harrison, prescription potion. And those tape strips at $6 a box. He better like them, right?
Yeah. Apparently they've formulated something that works pretty well, and my patients tell me it does take out the oil so that they don't see the blackhead in the pore, but within a couple days it's filled back up.
Oh, no.
Scott McGrew, Fox News.
Not going to let her see that.
I don't want to see it.
You ever tried those?
I haven't.
Haven't either. Oh, well. We'll have that to look forward to. Just won't do it first thing in the morning. At 6:54 now, some may call it child's play, but for one Dallas man, it's his way of making a living.
Up next, Matt Levine introduces us to the Etch-a-Sketch Man.
So I might add a dog right here.
Watch Mike Barajas, Anna Devlantis, Robert Smith, and Mark Berman on Fox 26 News tonight at 9.
When you're looking for that ooh, I feel, come to Mattress Giant. When you want that ooh, I deal, we've got the best price for that ooh, I bed. It's only at Mattress Giant. Ooh, ah, only at Mattress Giant. Ooh, ah, only at Mattress Giant. Ooh, ah.
Memorial Day weekend sale at Palais Royal. And it's going on now. Get set for summer with big summer savings throughout the store. The latest summer looks for the whole family. It's an early summer sale. 25, 30, as much as 50% off. But it's Memorial Day weekend only. Better hurry. Palais Royal, we're all about you. 25, 30, as much as 50% off. What a great way to kick off summer.
Find your, find your.
If you ask us, it just tastes better.
What would you like to save most on? Here's what you told us this week.
Picnic and cookout favorites, like savory USDA choice grain-fed whole boneless beef brisket, 69 cents per pound. Fresh Country Pride boneless fryer breast, only $1.99 per pound. Refreshing Coke Classic or Diet Coke, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $1.99. And Miller Genuine Draft or Miller Light Beer, 24-pack, 12-ounce cans, $9.99.
And there'll be more of your favorites next week.
Yes, Gallery Furniture is open this Monday, Memorial Day, with our biggest red, white, and blue sale ever on beautiful furniture made right here in America. Come to Gallery Furniture this Monday during our 12-hour Memorial Day sale. You're going to find giant selection, giant savings, and best of all, immediate financing and immediate delivery on the furniture or big screen TV you've always wanted. Special Memorial Day Monday super sale hours will open until 10 o'clock tonight. This Monday, Memorial Day sale at Gallery Furniture, the biggest sale in their history. Best special purchase merchandise ever for you. This Monday, Gallery saves you money.
Well, you remember that toy Etch-a-Sketch which allowed you to draw pictures on a magic board using two little knobs? Well, it's not just for kids anymore. This classic toy means big business for a Dallas man. Fox's Jeff Crilly introduces us to the Etch-a-Sketch artist.
Well, I used to do this as a kid, and I was pretty good at it, and then a couple of years ago, I got serious about it.
What Michael McNevin can do with an Etch-a-Sketch is amazing.
So I might add a dog right here.
In fact, watching this artist at work is like watching a concert pianist play a toy piano.
You know, I think that it's a legitimate art form, and I really can't do anything else. I don't paint and I don't draw. I don't draw much better than this.
Now keep in mind that his artwork is all one continuous line.
There's the Brontosaurus.
And you can't selectively erase.
You have basically one shot at doing it right. If you make a mistake and you can turn the mistake into something else, great. But if you can't, you got to shake it up.
That's why Michael has to be extra careful with the originals.
Well, I drive around the country with these things, and I try not to hit potholes. And then I get them home and I put them in storage, and hopefully we don't get an earthquake.
And so Michael handles each one as if he was holding the Mona Lisa. After all, the last thing he wants to do is go back to the old drawing board.
Patience is not the word for what he's doing. It takes a lot more than that.
Now, there's something else about Michael you should know that I haven't told you yet. He's not just an Etch-a-Sketch artist. He's also a singer-songwriter. And his favorite subject?
Well, I'll give you one guess.
Life is like an Etch-a-Sketch. It's better than a TV set.
Michael McNevin now plans to pursue his musical career with the same gusto that drove him to draw. But as you might expect, the details are sketchy.
An Etch-a-Sketch.
Jeff Crilly, Fox News.
I remember those. I could draw one heck of a square. I was very good at that, and that's about it. By the way, the box office results not today, but tomorrow because of the holiday weekend, and I have a feeling with just ESP, whatever, I have a feeling Godzilla might do really well at the box office this week, and we'll have to wait and see for that. Now, time for more news, the news at 7, with Andrea and Darian back at the desk.
All righty.
Going out on a limb on that prediction.
Yeah, I'm stretching that one pretty far.
Yeah.
Thanks,
you got it.
Okay.
Well, that wraps up Fox News 6 a.m. Here's what's coming up on Fox News 7 a.m. Houston police investigate the death of one of their own. We're going to show you what the suspected cop killer may look like.
And the smoky haze continues to threaten the Houston area, plus the latest weather and traffic every 10 minutes next.
This is Fox 26, KRIV-TV Houston. This is Fox 26 News 7 a.m.
For the do's and don'ts of waterway safety, don't go out without our checklist.
And children who died in a school shooting in Oregon are remembered. One is laid to rest.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fox News 7 a.m. I'm Darian Ward in for Jose.
And I'm Andrea in for Linda. The day's top stories are, of course, coming up.
But first, weather and traffic beginning with Matt Levine. What's going on today? Let me guess. Haze, humid, hot.
I wanted to point out that I'm in for me today.
All right.
Yes,
Good
I am.
for you today.
I'm the one person that's supposed to be here right now. We are looking at haze.
Careful, we'll leave.
Just see that you do. No, we're looking at haze this morning, some smog across the area once again. As more fires burn in Mexico, there is some relief in the form of rain across parts of Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, and those are tapping out some of the fires. But here in Houston, lots of clouds, overcast skies, still kind of smoggy. The big storms way up north across parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. Mostly cloudy here. Not a drop of rain. 76 here at Bush. Humidity high, which is south at 5. Pressure 29, 89. Hazy, smoky, not that nice. High of 92, south winds at 10 to 15. The perfect weather, actually, for going to the beach, where our very own traffic reporter is going right after this. It's now time for traffic. Let's go to the newsroom with Aaron Anthony.
That's right. From our cameras, I'm going to stake out my spot from here. Right now on the roadway, a few people are out and they are causing a little problem. There's an accident. You'll find it over on Little York. It's east of Barker Cypress, and some ongoing road work on Highway 146 north and southbound. It's going to be closed between Barbro's Cut and Spencer. Traffic is being diverted off to the feeder. That's your look at traffic. Now back to the studio.
And topping the news this morning, Houston's waterways will see hundreds of boaters this Memorial Day holiday. And for many, today kicks off that summer boating season.
But for police officers, it kicks off a season of ticket writing as they enforce new boating laws. With more on what they are, we join Fox 26's Yvette Alvarez. Yvette.
Well, Darian and Andrea, officers patrolling area lakes aren't taking the new laws lightly. They're enforcing them with a vengeance in hopes of saving some lives in the process. Those most affected by the new Texas boating laws are boaters ages 13 to 15 years old. They must now complete an approved boater education course to legally operate boats and jet skis by themselves. Jet ski lovers beware. Officers warn if you ride within 15 feet of any object, you could be in some hot water. The new law states you must stay at least 50 feet away when operating a jet ski unless you're idling. And anyone under 13 must wear a life jacket and be accompanied by someone 18 or older. Although the laws went into effect last September, this weekend is when law officers hit the water in full force here in the Houston area.
Well, this weekend we've been fortunate. We've had enough patrols out, and I hope to believe that our presence has made a difference. But in the past couple of months, we've had a couple of real serious jet ski accidents and a couple of motorboat accidents that have sent people to hospitals.
Now, the nation's largest organization of recreational boaters released some sobering statistics this week. They estimate at least 50 people could lose their lives this weekend due to boating accidents. Now, there are a few safety rules you can follow which could save your life. Don't overload your boat with people or equipment. Make sure you have all Coast Guard required gear on board, and also look for other boats and people in the water, and always wear a life jacket. In the Fox 26 Satellite Center, I'm Yvette Alvarez.
And on a related note, a boating accident near Lake Houston sends one man to the hospital. HPD's Lake Patrol says the man was boating on Lake Houston around 10:45 last night when the motor hit a stump. The motor and propeller apparently came loose from the back of the vessel, hitting him in the back. He was taken to Herman Hospital with severe cuts and is in serious condition. 11 people so far have died on Texas roadways this Memorial Day weekend, and the holiday isn't over yet. Police say 3 of the fatalities happened right here in Houston. One man died Saturday morning when his car ran into a freeway overpass column. State officials estimate 40 people will die on Texas roads over the holiday.
The haze over Houston continues to linger, and authorities have extended the public health threat through Wednesday. It was to end today. Elderly people and those with respiratory conditions are urged to avoid as much outdoor activity as possible. Well, as you know, the haze is a result of wildfires burning out of control in Mexico and Central America. Mother Nature may soon help battle that blaze, though. A tropical weather system has spawned thunderstorms that are putting out some of the fires in Central America. Those storms may help extinguish fires in Mexico as well. Meantime, soldiers firefighting and volunteers continue to battle those fires, which have killed at least 30 people. Thousands of acres of rainforest have also been destroyed.
Memorial Day weekend takes on new meaning for the family of a slain Houston police officer. Visitation is scheduled for today for Sergeant Kent Kincaid. Kincaid, a 14-year veteran officer, was shot to death Friday while off duty. Police say he and his wife were driving near their home in northwest Harris County when someone in a dark-colored pickup truck threw something at their car. When Kincaid approached the vehicle and identified himself as a police officer, a person inside shot Kincaid in the head. He died a few hours later at Herman Hospital. Yesterday, people laid flowers at the site of the shooting in memory of Sergeant Kincaid.
Well, it's really sad. I mean, it happens everywhere, I guess. Nobody's immune from it. It's everywhere. It's really sad. I feel bad for his family.
Police have released this composite sketch of the suspect. Anyone with information is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. And residents of Gerald, Texas spend the Memorial Day weekend remembering the people killed in a tornado there nearly 1 year ago. Residents dedicate a monument to the 27 people who died as a result of the twister last May 27th. The monument lists those 27 names, plus one woman who died in a tornado that hit Gerald in May 1989.
Memorial Day observances got an early start in the nation's capital. Several entertainers performed last night on Capitol Hill at the National Memorial Day Concert. Earlier in the day, one of the many wreath layings took place at Arlington National Cemetery to honor America's war dead. This one saluted veterans of the 29th Infantry Division.
Well, Houston area residents will remember their war dead today during several services. Beginning at 10:45 this morning at the Veterans National Cemetery in northwest Harris County, the 147th Wing Army Texas Air National Guard and Confederate Air Force will perform a flyover. The program includes a moment of silence in honor of those who died in the nation's defense and a wreath presentation by a local Girl Scout troop. A Memorial Day service will also be held at the Open Door Mission in southeast Houston beginning at 4 p.m. The program includes a Christian concert, patriotic ceremony, dinner, and chapel service. And here's a reminder about some Memorial Day closings. All government buildings will be closed today. Garbage will be picked up Tuesday for those living in the Houston city limits. There will also be no mail today. While most children get the day off, classes will be held at public schools in LaPorte. And finally, Metro buses will be running on a Sunday schedule. Well, time now is 7:07. Straight ahead on Fox News 7 a.m. A Memorial Day students in Oregon won't soon forget as they say goodbye to one of their classmates who has died in a school shooting.
A church explodes in Illinois. Several teens are injured. Federal officials are investigating that blast.
And Jethro of the Beverly Hillbillies opens a restaurant with the finest victuals. We'll tell you where they are coming up.
And the hay sticks around a while longer. Your forecast is coming up right after this.
This news segment brought to you by Finger Furniture. It's all at your fingers.
It's the biggest Sealy event ever to hit Houston.
Finger's lowest Sealy prices of the year are here, plus free financing for 1 full year. It's the biggest Sealy deal I've ever offered. Now during Memorial Sale Days, get Finger's guaranteed lowest Sealy prices of the year in writing. And you pay nothing for 1 full year. No payments, no interest, no nothing. Houston, the biggest Sealy sale ever is at your fingers.
Look, we've been around. We will sacrifice quality just to save a few bucks.
Still, we called 730 Gold because we heard Auto Gold had a better deal on car insurance.
We got more than a great deal. We got Progressive insurance.
You know, the ones with immediate response claim service.
With offices from coast to coast, Progressive's got us covered anywhere we go.
And with the money we saved by calling 730 Gold?
We're going to San Francisco.
Auto Gold. What'll you do with the money you save?
Queen Isabella used her fortune to send Columbus in search of new lands. But with Jeep Grand Cherokee, going to the ends of the earth doesn't have to cost a fortune. Now you can get a go-anywhere Grand Cherokee for $0 down in just $299 a month. The best deal of the year. Or choose 1.9% financing. It's an offer that's too good to miss on a Grand Cherokee that's loaded with features. Discover a world of your own with Jeep Grand Cherokee. See your Texas Jeep dealer.
And welcome back, everyone. Time now is 7:10.
And Erin Anthony is in for Landy this morning, and at least she's got an easy job of it. Not too many people out on the road going to work.
Well, believe it or not, this morning, those few people that are out, they're causing accidents. Let's take a look at the map, and I'll tell you what's going on. A couple of them. One is going to be over on Beaumont Highway at Beltway 8. You'll find a fender bender there. The other, Little York, just east of Barker Cypress. And a check on some conditions for you as you travel I-45, the Gulf Freeway, both north and southbound are clear and without delay this morning. That's your look at traffic. Now back to Matt with a look at today's weather.
If you squint with this tower cam, you actually can see some sun kind of bouncing off some of the windshields there, but not much sun, kind of hazy and smoky once again. Also, more good news with smoke is that, well, I'm trying to think. What's the good news about smoke? I had an idea a minute ago. I lost it. Okay. We're looking at rainfall this morning around Dallas, Fort Worth, also the Oklahoma and Texas, also around Kansas. Heavier storms across the Arklatex. We're seeing basically dry weather here, warm, 76 up in Midland, 76 here in Houston, 58 for the Panhandle. Our forecast calls for a high of 92, tonight going down to 72, and then tomorrow a high of 91. Still kind of smoky and hazy. The good news about smoke, once again, is that your yard doesn't bake quite as fast from the lack of rain. There's a positive for you. In the Fox 26 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Levine.
A funeral is scheduled today for one of the students killed Friday in a shooting rampage in Oregon.
Authorities say the 15-year-old suspect in the shootings is under a suicide watch. We get details from Fox 26's Rebecca Gomez live in Springfield. Rebecca.
Good morning, Andrea and Darian. It will be a somber day today in Springfield. As you mentioned, the funeral for one of the shooting victims is scheduled for today, but there will also be a wake tonight for the other student who was killed. From a park to churches, Springfield says goodbye to the victims of Thursday's school shooting. 16-year-old Ben Walker and 17-year-old Michael Nicolason.
Through your healing presence of your touch, may their lives be made whole once more with the hope and strength and peace to fill their lives once again.
Kip Kinkle, merely a freshman at Thurston High, is charged with the murders of his two fellow students and his own parents at their home. Fox News has learned his 21-year-old sister has not seen Kip yet, but does plan to at some point. A family friend says Kristen Kinkle loves her brother very much. We've also learned of a school surveillance tape, but authorities say they won't release it and won't say what's on it. The school cafeteria where suspect Kip Kinkle allegedly opened fire on fellow students has been repainted, the holes in the walls repaired. It will continue to be used as a cafeteria when school resumes tomorrow, but some students are saying they will not step back foot in that cafeteria. Reporting live from Springfield, Oregon, Rebecca Gomez, Fox News. Darian, Andrea?
All right, thank you. Federal authorities are looking into what caused an explosion at an Illinois church that sent several people to the hospital. It happened yesterday morning in Danville during church services at the First Assembly of God. 33 people were injured in that blast, including several teenagers. The force of the explosion shattered windows and tore a hole in the side of the church.
All of a sudden, it just boom, and that wall came. I just happened to look over that direction at the time, and the wall just came crumbling in. I mean, just boom, it was there. A lot of dust and debris through the air.
A bomb explosion last December damaged a church in Oakland, about 15 miles from Danville, and killed a church volunteer. That blast remains under investigation. Another round of attacks on clinics where abortions are performed in Florida. Authorities believe 2 attacks Saturday are related to similar incidents last weekend in Miami, Orlando, and Daytona Beach. In each case, vandals drilled holes into the buildings and poured a foul-smelling chemical. No one was seriously hurt in the attacks.
At least 5 people are dead after a helicopter crashes on a highway in North Carolina. It was a civilian chopper. It went down around 12:40 this morning. Investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration are on the scene sifting through that wreckage. Authorities say the helicopter may have come from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, about 30 miles away. A dramatic ending to a hostage situation on board a Pakistani airplane. Authorities say 3 armed men took over that plane, demanding to be flown to India. Well, the hijackers were protesting reported plans for nuclear testing. The Pakistani Air Force fighter jet intercepted that plane forced it to land before it left the country. Pakistani Army commandos overpowered the trio, bringing all 29 passengers on board to safety. The hijackers were arrested.
Pope John Paul II encourages scientists to keep testing the Shroud of Turin. Paul John, who became the longest-serving pope in this century yesterday, was among the many who visited the shroud in Italy. It's on public display for the first time in 2 decades. Many believe the strip of cloth wrapped the body of Christ following his crucifixion, leaving an imprint of a bearded man. Scientists still can't explain how the image was formed.
A foreign leader is reportedly concerned now about Secret Service protection in the United States.
This after a federal judge ruled last week that Secret Service agents could not remain quiet if asked to testify about President Clinton's activities.
Kathleen Cook takes a look at how the decision may affect the president's safety.
When John Hinckley shot President Reagan in 1981, Secret Service agents were right there. One took a bullet, another raced the president to the hospital. Both men insist the new ruling will change the way presidents think about their protectors.
Because something we say, something they see, they may end up before a grand jury, a special prosecutor, a committee in Congress, or somewhere else to have to testify about this. So we better keep them a little bit farther away, and we know that proximity in tenths of seconds are what saves presidents' lives.
It might be like one of these little wounds that is insignificant now, but it has the potential to have catastrophic something catastrophic could happen.
One former White House official says that's a high price to pay considering the alleged misconduct involved.
Is it really worth it as a country to undertake that additional risk in order simply to find out whether this president engaged in behavior that he says he didn't with a young woman? I don't think so. I really don't think that this is in the interest of the country.
Others argue that the president's privacy and safety aren't at risk.
This is something that only deals with a president who is engaged in conduct which is arguably criminal and satisfies a standard for the Independent Counsel Act. That is a very high standard.
There is debate over just how much the decision helps the investigation of independent counsel Ken Starr. He's already won victories clearing the way for testimony by Monica Lewinsky and 2 White House aides claiming executive privilege.
Well, it moves an investigation forward that has been hindered constantly by what the New York Times called vilification and delay.
Well, I don't think it'll have any effect because I don't think the Secret Service agents will testify to anything that constitutes wrongdoing.
It's unclear whether agents will ever be put in that position, since the Justice Department can still appeal the ruling. Kathleen Cook, the White House.
Actor Charlie Sheen is back in rehab. The troubled son of Martin Sheen was hospitalized late last week for a drug overdose. He was released from that hospital on Friday. Then he checked into a drug rehab center and later walked out. Doctors alerted authorities, and they pulled Sheen and some friends over and took him right back. Well, spokespeople say Sheen will spend 1 month at the Promise Rehabilitation Center in Malibu, trying to stem what he calls his destructive appetites. Sheen is 32 years old.
More and more folks are expected to hit the road for their summer vacations thanks to lower gas prices. The Memorial Day weekend kicks off summer vacations for most Americans. A record number of people are expected to travel by car. Analysts say that's because this year's gas prices have been their lowest in a decade. The high demand for gasoline may drive gas prices up just a little bit, but analysts say roadways will be packed this summer.
A Memorial Day observance is set to take place at noon today in the nation's capital. Thousands of bikers will roll across the Memorial Bridge in Washington, D.C. Fox's Brian Wilson takes a look at the annual pilgrimage called Rolling Thunder.
For 11 years, bikers, many of them veterans of the Vietnam War, have been coming to Washington on Memorial Day. At noon, it begins. Thousands and thousands of bone-rattling motorcycles begin crossing the Memorial Bridge. Rolling Thunder, they call it. And the thunder rolls for the better part of an hour. The big bikes streaming past Washington's monuments headed for a place that's become sacred ground for them, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, more simply known as the Wall.
Every time you walk down to the wall, it's an experience that you cannot describe. I feel like I'm being swallowed up by everyone. I feel like a part of it at times,
Yeah.
No, it doesn't get easier.
And as you walk around the Harleys and Hondas, you find this is a place full of emotion. And everywhere you turn, you find another story.
Many come to see old friends.
being in combat with your buddy is tighter than being family. I mean, it's closer than family.
Others to remember friends who did not return.
Everybody gave something, and a lot of people gave it all, you know. It's sad. It's really sad.
Most devoutly believe POWs are still being held in Vietnam. They hope their presence will keep the nation's leaders focused on the POW MIA issue. But is the message getting through?
I hope so. It gets bigger every year. We get louder every year. I think it will.
With the rolling thunder in Washington, Brian Wilson, Fox News.
It's 20 after 7 now, and still to come on Fox News 7 Well, the Astros are spending part of their holiday working, and we're glad of it. They are on the field, and we'll have highlights from their game against the Padres coming up in sports.
Plus, a doggone good time was had by all at a very unusual wedding in New York.
And no tickets matched all 6 numbers in Saturday's Lotto Texas drawing. Those numbers again, 7, 18, 23, 36, 48, and 49.
Tonight, things are heating up.
Whoa. The way I figure it, after the sex, we never have to see each other again.
What? Get the score on Getting Personal. Then, ever wonder what a woman really thinks?
I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Stay anyway.
You want me to leave?
No. Yes.
Ally McBeal. It all starts tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Fox.
The Magic Hour is coming to late night.
The Magic Hour premieres Monday, June 8th at 10:30 p.m. on Fox 26.
This is the latest video game we're developing, and this is our inspiration, my Volkswagen Jetta. Excellent. When you write code for 15 hours straight, you gotta get out. The Jetta is a real German road car with plenty of room for 4 carbon-based life forms. It's got dual airbags, daytime running lights, and side impact door beams, because in real life, there is no reset button. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
You'll find top brand savings in every department right now at Circuit City. All camcorders $4.99 and up, big screen TVs and hi-fi stereo VCRs are on sale. All appliances, home audio and cordless phones are on sale too. This 4-head VCR is just $99.99. Save $50 on this RCA 8mm camcorder, just $399.99. And get free delivery on all appliances $3.99 and up. Like this Whirlpool 18 cubic foot refrigerator, just $529.99. Now at Circuit City.
I'm failing. No big deal.
What about college?
Face it, I'm not getting into college.
Fighting doesn't work.
We can't let him keep failing.
Maybe he'll outgrow it.
It's not just a phase. You saw his report card.
Ignoring it doesn't work.
Ma, I said I'd do better. Saying it and doing it are 2 different things.
Punishment doesn't work. What does work is the Huntington Learning Center. By improving basic skills, we build motivation and confidence, and kids look forward to learning. Call the Huntington Learning Center today. Your child can learn.
Will a DNA test turn deadbeats into dads?
I have a lot of thoughts. It's not mine.
I'm going to have the proof you need at the end of the show. Are you ready to hear it?
Next, Ricky Lake. Today at 10 on Fox 26.
A unique wedding ceremony in New York City yesterday where 2 dog groomers joined together in holy matrimony. Her poodle was the maid of honor and the dog was the best man. 50 other canines were witness to the ceremony, and no word whether the dogs were invited to the reception.
And a special ceremony of a different kind at the Houston Zoo, the annual first alligator feeding of the year. Alligators don't eat during the winter months because the cool weather puts them in a dormant stage. Yesterday, zookeepers tossed whole chickens to the hungry reptiles.
Glad the alligators weren't invited to the wedding reception.
I know, but we have a hungry meteorologist out there.
Matt?
That looks like a feeding frenzy in the Fox break room with free food. Here, take it, quick. We are looking at some clouds right now across parts of Central America. That is putting out some of the fires for some showers and storms across that region, dampening some of those dampening the smoke, the fires from down there. We are seeing clouds over our part of the world and also showers and storms across the Midwest back through the Central Plains. These are very strong storms in association with a cold front which is slowly moving toward the east. Very strong indeed. These could produce severe weather later on today. No severe weather for us. Hazy and smoky for the next couple of days. Highs in the lower 90s, lows in the lower 70s, and more of the same for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's now time for traffic with Aaron in the Fox Newsroom.
And good morning. Right now, there is a very serious wreck on the roadway. Lifeline is en route to it. Let's take a look at the map, and I'll tell you where it is. It's being reported now on Beaumont Highway. You're going to find it near the Beltway. Expect some delays if you happen to be traveling in that area. Please avoid it if at all possible. And the check on the Lynchburg Ferry, you'll find some delays there. And the roadwork on I-45, the North Freeway, you'll find it westbound to Katy. It has one left lane blocked. That's your look at traffic. Now back to the studio.
And Astros win at home tops Fox Sports.
Their 5-2 win over San Diego keeps them at their best start ever, 31-18. The Astros are in first place in the National League Central, 3 games ahead of the Cubs. Astros take on another California team, the Dodgers, this afternoon in the Dome.
Texas A&M loses out on a bid to go to the College World Series. The Aggies made it to the NCAA Central Region Final with a 6-4 victory over Washington early Sunday. They then went up against Washington State, who walloped A&M by a score of 11-5. The NBA Western Conference champion is decided now. The Utah Jazz beat the LA Lakers yesterday, 96-92. They made a 4-game sweep of that series. Karl Malone contributed 32 points and 14 rebounds. This is the 2nd straight final for the Jazz, who now await the winner of the Chicago-Indiana series.
Well, the first-time winner takes the Indy 500. 40-year-old Eddie Cheever's best finish was 4th 6 years ago. Cheever says he had about 15 guardian angels with him yesterday. He barely missed an accident in the first lap and suffered a setback because of a pit mistake in the middle of the race. And on a final sports note, Tom Watson becomes the oldest golfer to win the Colonial. At 48, he managed to slide in with a 66 score yesterday to win the Fort Worth tournament by 2 strokes. The Dallas wonder kid, Harrison Fraser, was second.
I love the way we talk about these guys. So old at 48.
48.
Come on, like he can barely manage to get up to the green. It's coming up on 7:27 and still ahead in the second half of Fox News 7 a.m. Downing a few cups of coffee with your breakfast may be bad for your heart. We're going to tell you why in the Fox Health Beat. That's around 7:45.
And one of the original Beverly Hillbillies hopes his new restaurant and casino will turn into a pot of gold. Details in the Fox Entertainment Report.
Yeah, it's worth sticking around just to see what Jethro looks like these days.
Those vittles.
7:27 now. That wraps up the first half hour of Fox News 7 a.m.
The very latest news, weather, and traffic are coming up. Stay with us.
Yes, Gallery Furniture is open this Monday, Memorial Day, with our biggest red, white, and blue sale ever on beautiful furniture made right here in America. Come to Gallery Furniture this Monday during our 12-hour Memorial Day sale. You're going to find giant selection, giant savings, and best of all, immediate financing and immediate delivery on the furniture or big screen TV you've always wanted. Special Memorial Day Monday super sale hours will open until 10 o'clock tonight. This Monday, Memorial Day sale at Gallery Furniture, the biggest sale in their history. Best special purchase merchandise ever for you. This Monday, Gallery saves you money.
Well, I had just started my new job at Church's Chicken, working the drive-thru. And this guy drove up and he ordered. When I asked him, would you like some fried okra with that? He said, say that again. So I did. He drove around, I handed him his chicken, and he handed me a contract. The rest is showbiz history.
Try our delicious spicy wings, or get 8 big pieces of chicken with family mashed potatoes for $5.99. Church's, gotta love it.
Would you like some fried okra with that?
Never before, possibly never again. Financing on the right side of the point. 0.9%. Financing less than 1%. 0.9% for 48 months on Taurus and Ranger. You want the car? We have the financing. 0.9% for 48 months on Taurus. You want the truck? We have the financing. 0.9% for 48 months on Ranger. You must not miss this. Hurry to your local Ford dealer.
It's the Memorial Day weekend sale at Palais Royal, and it's going on now. Get set for summer with big summer savings throughout the store. The latest summer looks for the whole family. It's an early summer sale. 25, 30, as much as 50% off. But it's Memorial Day weekend only. Better hurry. Palais Royal, we're all about you. 25, 30, as much as 50% off. What a great way to kick off summer.
Matthew Broderick has a monster hit, and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Plus, from Dawson's Creek, Michelle Williams on Live.
Coming up next on Fox 26.
This is Fox 26 News 7 a.m.
Great day to get out on the lake, but do you know what the new boating laws are?
And even if the holiday skies look clearer, they're really not. We'll explain.
Good morning, everyone. 7:30 now. We'll have all the latest news in just a moment.
First, let's check in with meteorologist Matt Levine for our local forecast. And if we just pool the barbecues, then we won't have as much smoke, right?
I'd like to think so.
So I'll go over to your house when
Where
you
are you going
barbecue.
with this?
I'm going over to your house.
We're going to ask you to cook our barbecue.
Oh, that's free food. That's
yeah,
where we're
that's
going.
what we're doing.
Okay, the bottom line.
You got us hungry.
I've been hungry since I got... Let's just call it quits now and get some breakfast. The forecast, it's going to be more smoke, more haze, and more clouds. The radar does show more rain. Not for us. It'll be up around North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. Saw some showers and storms. They keep getting the rain up there. Heavier storms across parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. No rain for us. Mostly cloudy in the 70s. Humidity high. Winds are south at 5. The pressure low, 29, 89. Our forecast, you've seen this one a couple of days now. Haze and smoke. More smoke from Mexico. High of 92. South winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Traffic is actually... well, traffic this morning. There's something going on out there. Here's Aaron in the Fox newsroom.
Indeed, there is, Matt. There's a very serious accident out on the roadway. Lifeline is now en route. Let's take a look at the map, and I'll tell you about where it is right now. You'll find it over on Beaumont Highway. It's at Beltway 8. Again, you might want to stay clear if you happen to be traveling in that area. A live shot of the West Loop that's coming through Bel Air. You'll find traffic there moving without delay. That's your latest look at traffic. Now back to the studio with Darian and Andrea.
Topping our news this half hour, Memorial Day is often the perfect opportunity to hit the waterways.
But boaters beware. This holiday weekend, there are some new rules, and law officers will nab you if you are in violation. With more, we join Fox 26's Yvette Alvarez in the Satellite Center. Yvette, good morning.
Well, good morning, Andrea. The Memorial Day holiday for some kicks off the boating season. And amongst all the boaters and jet skiers on the water today, there will be a presence of law officers which water lovers won't be able to avoid. That's because officers are enforcing new boating laws which affect just about everyone on the water. But the new rules are mostly aimed at teenagers between the ages of 13 and 15. Yesterday on Lake Houston, jet skiers were warned not to get closer than 50 feet from any object unless they're idling. That's another one of the new laws. And young boaters were checked for their boater education cards, which are now required by Texas law.
You plan to have fun and keep safety in mind.
I encourage every boat user to take a boater education course, whether they think they know it all or not. They're going to learn something in that class that they didn't know. I teach it. I'm an instructor, and every time I teach it, I learn something different. You can't know too much.
And Sergeant Jones stresses you can't be too careful when it comes to boat safety. One other tip, always wear a life jacket. 9 out of 10 people who drown in boating accidents aren't wearing a life jacket. And remember, more than 50% of fatal boating accidents involve alcohol, which is another violation officers on the water will be looking for. In the Fox 26 Satellite Center, I'm Yvette Alvarez.
Now, Fox 26 breaking news.
And this just into Fox 26 News. Emergency crews find the bodies of 2 people in southeast Houston. Police have been called to the scene at Carson near Martindale. Details are still very sketchy, and we'll give you more details as they become available. Once again, 2 bodies found in southeast Houston.
Hazy skies are expected to blanket the Houston area for a few more days. As a precaution, state officials have extended a public health alert through Wednesday now. It was supposed to end today. Elderly people and those with respiratory problems are urged to stay indoors just as much as possible.
Police are searching for several men who held up a convenience store in southwest Houston. It happened just before midnight at the Stop and Go on Memorial at North Post Oak. Police say one of the men was wearing a HPD ball cap. No one was injured during the incident. And one of the region's busiest trauma centers is forced to send some patients elsewhere for care. Bentop Hospital is sending some of its surgery patients to Herman Hospital. Officials with Bentop say beginning last Thursday, they ran out of bed space in their surgical unit. The hospital may remain on surgical drive-by status through Memorial Day.
Memorial Day takes on new meaning for the widow of a slain policeman. Sergeant Ken Kincaid was shot to death Friday night while off duty. Police say he and his wife were heading home when someone in a pickup threw an object at their vehicle. Kincaid stopped the truck and identified himself as an officer, and that's when his widow heard the shot ring out. Kincaid was hit in the face. He died a short time later at Herman Hospital. Police released a composite sketch of the suspect. If you have any information, please call police or Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS.
A Houston couple gives a Russian orphan a new life. Harris County Sheriff's Deputy Don Saville and his wife took off for St. Petersburg yesterday. They're adopting an 11-year-old named Yelena. The Savilles found out about the child through their pastor's mother. Yelena knows little English, but that doesn't discourage these excited adoptive parents.
We're looking forward to the challenge. I have some friends that are fluent in Russian that are going to help us with tutoring and getting her prepared for school come the fall.
The girl's mother died when she was 4 and her father died last year. 69-year-old Walter Milet doesn't need any tutoring. The former New York City cop and tenor graduated from St. Thomas with a degree in music over the weekend. He is now headed for law school at TSU. It just goes to show you're never too old to learn new tricks.
Quite a songbird, too, huh?
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. Time now is 7:36. And straight ahead on Fox News 7 a.m., raising children...
This is not fair.
You've cancelled my contract. You've reversed everything they've done to you. Taken back your life. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Angela?